Latvian gambit. Okay, why? Because players from Latvia investigated it and made it popular first. It's a violent opening. It is much more risky for black. Uh, yeah, it is. It is Latvian open. Latvian not opening, Latvian gambit. Because black, see, generally king's gambit and all those gambits white can play because he is the advantage, he has the first move, etc. Anytime black plays a gambit, most times it is a very dangerous thing because white plays accurately, black's gambit will mostly backfire. Okay, so that is what can happen. So let us see the right way to. So you should never, as white, you should never from e pawn, you should never capture f4, f5. E takes f5, you should not do. Okay, if at all you should do knight to e5 here. Okay, because e takes f5 means you are going away from the center to the side and allowing him black to play e5 to e4, which will be a very good move followed by d5, and then black will be in a very good position after that. Okay, so that is just the idea behind this. So always remember it whenever somebody plays this against you, your target is to not win a pawn, but target is to win black's e5 pawn because it is without support. And even if black takes f takes e4, he would have opened up the diagonal of his king, right? So it will, so you'll see it what happens. Okay, so white plays bishop to c4, good move. Black captures this pawn, but then white captures the e5 pawn. Okay, so as of at this moment, white is definitely better. Okay, now black plays d5. See, this is black's idea is e4 and d5 is black's idea, but white white also plays a nice move, queen h5 and g6, and what is the tactic now? Knight takes g6, right? Yeah, knight takes g6 because if what if instead of so now black, what if black plays knight f6? If black plays knight f6 now, then queen to e5. You can escape back with a check and then harass the, yeah. So bishop b5, c6, knight e7, queen e7, queen takes e7, and then you come back with the bishop, and you are in a good position, right? 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So white is one pawn up and is in a very decent position. So it doesn't matter. G3, rook g8, g3. And after this, white is in a very good position.
Instead of playing bishop b5 check, why couldn't you take the rook?
Yeah, you okay. You want to see this? Okay, queen. Where is that? Queen e5 check, bishop e7, and
The
if you take
knight
the
will
rook,
take the king, queen.
no, knight will not take the queen. Knight is not attacking here. No, he meant after queen e5. Queen e5, bishop e7. Now knight takes rook.
Yeah.
Now knight takes rook. Then your bishop will also go. Bishop will also go. Okay. So you are going to lose a bishop, and then if you bring back the knight, then the knight will be captured. You see that? That is the reason.
Yeah.
Now, if okay, you could have played knight to e7 here directly here. Okay, knight to e7. But what happens is, black by playing bishop to b5 forces. Sorry, white plays bishop b5 forces black to play c6, which is kind of not a great move for black. Kind of takes away the natural square. So just okay, but it is not. You could have done knight to e7. You could have done it now. Okay. But anyway, this is the reason why black does not play knight to f6 here. So black, knight to g6, black accepts the sacrifice. White takes the rook. Okay, now and king to f7. Why? Because if black takes the bishop, then white will take the knight on f7. Sorry, on g8. Okay, so and that way I think it is better. It would have been better. I feel that way. So, but black plays king to f7, trying to support the knight, and potentially with this, what happens is Yeah, he's saying that, okay, your bishop is attacked. What will you do with it? So bishop to e2 and knight to c6 now. Knight to
Sir, but the king is out in the open, right?
Yeah, king is out in the open. Absolutely. So that is the danger. Only thing is that what black is saying is that white does not have enough pieces attacking the king. Only the queen is there, and queen is not enough to attack. So other pieces of whites are sleeping right on the king side. So on the queen side, plus the bishop, white light squared bishop cannot really attack. Right? See, the light squares are not weak. It is the dark squares which are weak. So knight c6. White plays c3. Yeah, c4 would have been better. I feel c4, but black would not have taken the pawn. Black would have played d4 on that. Okay, so d4 and then threatening d3. So be careful when you play c4. Okay. So that is why black plays c3 first, and bishop to g7, and then see now what black is saying is actually I have given up my exchange, right? I have given up my exchange, but I am better in development. So with bishop to g7, he was a key move, attacking the queen. So queen has to make a move, and in the meanwhile, black has developed. So and now again it is black to play. So what is the thing? Queen to g5. Now black and again makes a good move while making a threat. What is the threat? Threat is knight to f6. Okay, and if knight to f6, then the queen is trapped. Do you see this? And at the same time, see, this is why black is making some very smart moves. He's attacking g2. At the same time, there is a silent threat against the queen because knight f6 is a big threat now. So g3, g3. All right. And knight to e5. Why not now play knight to f6? Because queen could have come to h4 now. That is the idea of g3 is also a double thing, queen h4, right? So black says, okay, I will take one more move to attack, knight to e5. With the idea knight to d3 check. Okay, knight to d3 check. Yeah, white will give up his bishop, but then black will get a bind on white's position, right? Because the d2 pawn will remain backward. So that is what will happen. So now white plays king to f1. King to f1. He does not want to play king castle because there is a check. The knight will land on check, and then the pawn will be there on f3, which will become like a very bad this one for thing, because chances of a checkmate on g2 after that. But white now takes benefit of this, attacks the queen. Queen to h4 is the only move. Now black says, okay, I am ready to exchange. G takes h4. And now bishop to h3. Bishop to h3. Because now the knight has come to e5, so there is much better position.
White has a bad. I mean, black has a. I mean, white has a bad pawn structure.
White is actually gone now. White is actually finished now. Okay, bishop to h3. So king to e1. Okay, if king goes to g1, then what will happen? Knight to f3 check. Bishop has to take it. There is no other option. G takes f3. And then yeah, you can try to develop your thing, but rook is coming very fast. And then if you prevent it, rook to e1, if you prevent it, then still bishop goes to h6. Now what? Now the rook is definitely landing on what do you call? Or you have to give up the bishop.
Knight b3.
Knight to not b3, knight to
a3,
a3,
a3.
but then the bishop on d2 will fall, right? Bishop on d2 will be lost for free. Yeah, you cannot pass, right? You cannot pass. So you have to make a move.
Well, even if black takes the bishop, then
Then rook to e1. No,
materially, I think it's the same.
materially it is the same, but black is effectively one rook ahead because white's rook is locked up on h1.
Oh,
Right? It is not. It has no chance of moving coming out. It is like a useless piece. It is like something is there in the bank locker which you can never access. Right? So it is. So this is the position. So that is why
Sir, A3.
a3. Yeah, a3 is a3. Rook to e2. Oh, there is a even better move. No. It is not there right now. No. Rook to e1. No. Not right now. Immediately a3 rook to e1 cannot be played. But yeah, rook to e2 is what I think I would play. Rook to e2. That so that I will win a minor piece there. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let us see what happens. King to e1. So here bishop to h3 check, king to e1, and then we have knight to d3 coming. So there is knight to d3 is landing. So what to do now? If you take bishop takes d3, then e takes d3. This is going to put a mating net now, right? f3 you can play it, but rook to e8, king to f2, rook to e2, right? What to do? King to g3 and rook to bishop to f5.
Sir, what if king to D1?
Sorry,
King to D1 after the rook check.
king to f1. No, g1 you mean?
D1.
How d1?
No. Before this. Yeah.
Okay, here
Huh.
you say okay, instead of that king to
D1.
king to d1. Okay, king to d1 is very nice. Let us see how I have to come. Yeah, knight to g4. Knight to g4. If f takes g, then bishop to g4 will be a checkmate. Okay. Otherwise, the knight is landing on f2, and if you try to move your rook, then the knight will take on h2 and then threaten on f3. Right?
So threaten what on f3?
So
Sir, what exactly does the knight threaten on f3 after
sorry,
taking on
what
h2?
is that? Sorry, I could not hear.
After taking on h2 and then taking on f3, what exactly does the knight threaten?
So then again, the mate will be threatened because there is so much pieces, right? Black has got a rook, knight, and a bishop, and white has got only a rook. Actually, a mate only will come there, or white will have to give up his thing. His rook will be lost somewhere, right? Because if f3 falls, etc., then what is there? Then the king is in a mating net. Yeah. So it is a lost game. Actually, it is a lost game. So king, okay, I think we have got it here, right? Okay, here they have given a better. Okay, there is a rather than knight to g4, they have given bishop to g2. Yeah, this I think this is a even better move. What will you do? King to d1, bishop to g2. Now rook you will have to come to what? You will have to come to either g1 or e1. In whichever case, bishop goes to f3 and wins it. So where were we? Knight to d3, king to d1, and then knight takes f2. So this is when the game is effectively over. So king to c2, but knight takes h1. But yeah, what we were coming back is knight to d3. Effectively, it is forcing the black to take this. But if he takes it, then this is finishing it. Rook to e8 is finishing it. Whether you go to f2, king to f2, or to this one. Why not knight to f3 check? Okay, why not knight to f3 check? See, the pawn coming on d3 is much better for black because it is king. Yeah, otherwise king will run to d1 and then c2, etc., and then will escape. So black wants to get his pawn on d3 and kind of control. Okay, on the king side, it does not need anything else. He has the bishop on h3 already. It is like news. So that is why black wants to give the check on d3. Okay.
In
All right.
this game, white shouldn't have exchanged queens, right? Because it was the only active piece, and
But that time he did not have any option. Queen h4 was forced after knight f6. There was no other way for the queen. So what I think you have to go back. If you have to see white's mistakes, then you have to go back. So here was still okay, I think. But here maybe bishop to e2, huh? Bishop to e2. Maybe queen should have simply come back rather than trying to attack. Queen should have come back here, right? Or white should have played d4 here. I would have played d4 here, so that knight cannot take it. Okay, bishop to g2 can come. Bishop to g2 can come. So castle is also an okay move. Yes, castling is also would have been a decent move. Bishop to g7 is still coming. Queen to h7 after that. But still, probably castling is good because king is on f2, right? Sorry, f7. So you can, chances are that you can open the king side by playing f2 to f4, etc. f2 to f4, then you will get a good thing in the center, or you will also get some chance to sacrifice the pawn and open it up. So those are the options that white could have played. Okay, fine. I think we are where we are, and we should go back to our analysis positions. So let us go back here. Where were we? This week's positions. F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F5. Yeah. Yeah, look at this position carefully. All the kind of white is in a very good attacking position, but you just don't see the exact way of how to attack. There is a queen on b4 and queen is on not b4, b5 and h5. So bishop h6. Huh? Bishop h6. What if bishop h6, queen takes h5? No, it is not that you don't take it, because bishop can come to g7. Sorry, rook can come g7. But after that, what will you do? King to h8, and then what will you do? So you don't have a clear thing there. So bishop to h6.
So there is.
Sorry. So bishop h6 does not work. I think black queen will take the white queen. d5. d5. What is the idea of d5? Why bishop takes d5? Then bishop takes h6. Okay, then bishop takes h6. Then maybe simply g6 maybe.
So
G6,
bishop f6.
bishop f6. What is the idea of bishop f6? First move or second move now you're saying?
No, first move, first move.
And what is the idea? Queen takes h5 then?
Rook takes g7 check.
Okay, and then rook takes g7 check. Then king will go to h8.
Rook takes f7 check.
Rook takes f7 check. King comes to, only option, king comes to g8. Then
Again g7 check.
so this combination is called as a windmill combination. Okay.
Then you can take the bishop and then the queen.
Yeah. So this combination is or this type of combination is called as windmill. Okay. Windmill means what happens is you are continuously giving a check every move and forcing a single move for the other side, and after that you move, you clean up something, and you can again give a check, again make the same. The opponent has got no chance other than just switching between two moves, but you get a chance to clear up almost the entire board of the opponent. Okay, you can just killing. So you are able to take 3 pawns, a bishop, etc. Queen will get exchanged. You are not winning the queen, but you will get your queen back, but in between you will get 3 pawns and a bishop extra, and that is more than enough to win. Right? So that is what is the combination. Did everybody see it? What's happening? Bishop to f6 is the move here. First thing is that there is a queen, black's queen is threatened, and if black cannot save the queen and save the g7 at the same time, so best move for black was to take the white queen on h5. But after that, bishop is on f6, so rook takes g7. Black is now forced to move the king between h8 and g8, h8 g8, h8 g8, and then the rook will first capture g7, then capture f7, then capture b7, then if required you can even capture a7 also. Then go back to, every time in between you are giving a check on g7, rook to g7, and then when king moves to h8 you clean up one more item. Okay, so like this, and finally after that, after clearing all the 7th rank, then rook to g7 check, and next time the rook can come to h5. Okay, rook can come to h5. King again will where will the king go? King will go to h7 at that point of time, and then rook will take the queen. Black king can go to g6, attacking the bishop and the rook, but white will simply defend the rook and allow the bishop to be taken. So net you will be 3 pawns up. So even your bishop will go away, you will be left with 3 pawns plus, but that is also a massive advantage, right? Did you get this position, or you should want to put it on the analysis board? I think it is easy to visualize, and you should make, even though it is a bit stressful, but you should try and remember it, visualize it with your eyes only. Okay. All right, let us go to the next position. I think Anup is already ready with the move. Huh? What rook to c7 with the pin, and
Yeah.
queen takes c7.
Queen takes h6.
Queen takes h7 check, and it's a skewer. Yeah, you got it. I think position number 18 is a simple one, simple but instructive. Rook to c7, forcing the queen to take the rook, but then after that there is a distance of 2 squares between the king and the queen, and white queen will take on h7, give a check, and it's a skewer because you will win the queen next move. Yeah, you're right. So rook to c7 is important to check. Anyone has any questions on position number 18? It's simple, right? Once you see it, it is simple. Initially you are trying to make it with queen to h7 work, and it looks, but it doesn't exactly work out. But then rook c7, you see it is very easy after that. Yeah, good. All right, so that is what is there for this week. Please study the last game that is there in the section which we have left it. Please study that and do the problems. Okay, and then we will move next week. We will start looking at the end games. All right. So that is it for this week. I am